Hey guys, it's Aki here. Today I'm taking the Sony a7C II with the 35mm f1.8 to Harvard University for some photos and quick video clips. I've been tempted by the 40mm f2.5 lens, but I want to see if this 35mm is still worth keeping, right? It's perfect, 70-degree out, sunny today, so let's find out. So I took the Sony a7C II with the Sony 35mm f1.8 FE out for a walk around in Harvard University on this beautiful day to snap some photos and videos just to see how the lens performs. I had it on auto mode the whole time, and not gonna lie, it's really impressive. The shots came out are super sharp, even at the edges. I think the Sony a7C II's 33 megapixel sensor deserves some credit too. The exposures were spot on, even in bright daylight. I noticed the images have a bit of a green tint to it, but overall the colors are beautiful and pleasant to look at. These photos are straight out of camera, ungraded. For video, I just did a quick auto color correction in DaVinci Resolve. Sometimes the software pushes a little bit too much to the purple, but I think it's fine. The image quality from this lens is just no complaints at all, and the autofocus is pretty fast when I was using it. With that said though, even though this is already a pretty compact setup, carrying it around on a shoulder strap for 4 hours on a hot weather gets really heavy and sweaty over time. I kept thinking the Sony 40mm f2.5 would have been a better choice. It's a little smaller, it's a little lighter, has much better balance when walking around with it, and honestly, if I were to choose between buying the 35mm f1.8 or the 40mm f2.5 today, I would definitely go for the 40mm. I've seen their prices sometimes being super close, around $700 US dollars. I also tested the 35mm indoors at a museum. The f1.8 aperture handled the low light very easily, still very sharp. For interiors, sometimes the 35mm feels a bit tight for capturing architecture shots from the inside, like the arches. But it's perfect for photographing the artworks without including people in the frame. While walking through the museum, I had this random thought. I think people from hundreds or thousands of years ago, they weren't so different from us today. They made small figurines and art, kind of like how some of us collect anime figures today, like Batman's or Superman. I even saw a Japanese painting showing an artist ink station setup, with all their tools and brushes and ink and paper very nicely arranged. It looks just like how the gaming setup community have their keyboards, monitors, and custom built PCs. So I thought that's a pretty cool connection. As for the video performance, I wouldn't call the 35mm the best for vlogging. The walking shots are pretty shaky since it doesn't have a lens stabilization. You can fix it in the post, but the crops in is about 20%. But for stationary shots, the post stabilization only crops about 5% in my experience, and the results are pretty smooth and usable. So if you're planning to use it for like a travel video hybrid camera, just keep that in mind. If you're deciding between the 35mm and the 40mm, I would say definitely go for the 40mm. But if you already own the 35mm, I wouldn't bother upgrading unless budget isn't a concern, because the two lens image quality are just so similar. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope this helps. My name's Aki, and take care.